Welcome to Off the Record, a legal podcast.
Hello and welcome to Off the Record, a legal podcast with attorney Rhett Burney. I am your host, Kevin Rosenquist. And today, once again, we have a very special guest. Leslie Fisk is with us to talk about things an attorney might want clients to understand, but also might not be able to explicitly say. Rhett and Leslie, great to see you guys again.
Good to see you, Kevin.
Glad to be here.
All right, so we're going to go through these things and we're going to start. I'll start it out with a question. Are you guys magicians?
I wish we were.
Some days.
It feels like we are when we have a really good and magical outcome. But most of the time, people have very high expectations of what we're able to accomplish. But we really do still have to work within the system. For example, on a Friday evening, someone might say, please call the judge and have them order that I don't have to take my kids in 1 hour to go meet their dad. Okay, I understand that there are concerns that have come up and we can address those concerns, but we cannot address them by calling the judge on a Friday night and getting an immediate response or result. We still have to operate within court rules, within our ethical rules, and within the procedures that the court lays out for us.
Yeah, we're also powerless after 5 and on the weekends. Clients, they watch too much TV sometimes, and they do. They call us and have very unreasonable expectations and want us just to make a call to the judge, and it does not look like that. We're powerless unless we're in court. That's where we get to do things, and we can't guarantee outcomes. Your clients often ask us all the time, what are my chances? What's going to happen? Kevin, if I could guarantee the outcome of every single law case, I would be the only lawyer, and I would be sitting on a beach right now, and Leslie would be hosting this podcast by herself if I could do it like that.
It would really be unethical if we told people you are absolutely going to get everything you want. I know that you want sole custody and you don't want the other parent to visit at all. Of course, we'll make that happen. That would be unethical. And also, that's not really what you're paying me for. Don't you want the actual legal advice when I take into effect the systems that we have to operate with?
Absolutely. That's actually a really good segue into number 2, talking about the truth and how the truth may hurt your case.
Yes. But the problem is, if we don't know the truth, that can hurt your case even more.
Right.
Believe it or not, Kevin, when you look at me, I am skilled. Leslie is more skilled. But we can't use the knowledge and the experience that we have to help clients if they don't tell us everything.
Right.
And when we know the truth, sometimes it just does hurt our case, but it's better to address it than try to hide it, because the truth will always come out, and it's better if we know it in advance. And I tell clients lots of times, it's better just to come out and admit it in a trial right at the beginning, or at a hearing right at the beginning, because it softens it lots of times.
Sure.
I think it makes our clients look more credible.
Yeah.
You get caught lying in court, it does not matter what comes out of your mouth for the rest of the trial or the hearing. Once you're known as a liar, always a liar. So the truth may hurt your case, but not admitting the truth will definitely hurt your case. Don't you agree?
I would say we would discuss the disclosure at length. We're not going to just, if you tell us a secret, we're not just going to announce it in court. We would be discussing with you how best to address that secret. We know that humans are human. They're not perfect. And people have skeletons in their closets. We would like to know what those skeletons are, not because we're judging you or we have personal enjoyment from that, but because we can better prepare. If I know that you had an affair 3 years ago and you and your spouse worked through it, then I can be prepared in court when that happens, when the other person says, oh, and this is the second affair, or this has happened before, to explain, they went to marital counseling, here's what happened. It's just better for me to know all the facts in the beginning so that we can give you the best chance of addressing those hurdles, because judges know that people are human as well. They're not expecting perfection, but they generally are expecting honesty, and that's what they want to hear.
Kevin, I had a case one time, and it was really one of our strengths was the other side's drinking, and the other side, he just would not admit he had a drinking problem despite all the facts against him. And I won the case, and I know may have been a lot different if at the very beginning, rather than denying the facts, he just said, you know what, Mr. Burney, you're right. I had a drinking problem, and now I'm trying to handle it, and here's how I'm trying to do it, rather than just saying no and lying about it, because he lost all credibility with the court. And once you lose credibility, you can't get it back.
Yeah, that's a hard balance. You got to kind of swallow your pride a little bit there, and no one wants to admit that, but it's important to be honest.
Also, it's important to know there's attorney-client privilege. So long as it's just some, people from our office and you in the room or on the phone call, we can protect that privilege and that privacy, unless you tell us you're going to kill somebody, because that's an exception. So don't tell us that.
We tell you how to get away with it.
Also, don't kill people. If we have a moment in your case where we say, hey, I think you and I should have a private conversation. Let's say your mom was on the phone with you or your best friend or something like that. Or we're meeting with you and say, hey, I'd like a little time alone with you. It might very well be because we have a suspicion that there's some private facts that need to come out in that protected environment. And that's why we're asking a third party to leave the room.
And we talked last time about how emotions run high and how your favorite thing in the world, social media, can be bad. Behavior matters before the case, during the case, the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And how you text messages. I can't tell you how many times text messages come out in court, especially if you have two people that a somewhat personal relationship, whether it's family court, probate court, neighbors going through civil litigation, some sort of relationship. There's generally text messages back and forth. And how you talk to somebody else in those text messages makes a huge difference on how the judge views your case and your reasonableness. So be careful how you address them. Also be careful what you name them in your phone.
Oh, that sounds like there's a story there.
Yeah, naming your baby's parent devil spawn in the phone may not, or worse, you can imagine, is probably not a good idea. And when you're in court, don't act like an idiot. It's just amazing what people do in court. Rolling their eyes, laughing. We tell clients, sit there, be quiet, don't say a word. And the judges know that because guess what? They're lawyers as well. They've been in our position. And when you act out, what's going through the judge's mind is, wow, if they're acting like this in court, I can only imagine how they're acting outside of my courtroom. So judges, take notice. You do not want to be the person that the judge remembers because they remember the bad things.
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't remember the good things. They remember the bad things.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes we have a client say, for example, in a family court case, we're representing dad. Well, mom wants to know if she can have an extra day for Mother's Day to take the kid on, vacation somewhere. And I don't really want to give her another day. What do you think? Sometimes we'll say, first, do you have any other plans that day? No, you don't. In that case, we suggest that you do allow it. And they'll say, why aren't you fighting for me? We're looking at the big picture strategy, which in most cases is to work together as parents eventually. But also, we want you to be the one who's looking out for the kid and what's in the kid's best interest and not just out for revenge against mom.
Yeah. Yep. Priorities. The priority is the child, are the children. And yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And we've touched on this before. The system isn't perfect. So setting expectations about how it's going to go is important.
Judges and juries are humans as well. We all have biases. Sometimes we're aware of them. Sometimes we're not aware of them. We all have bad days. We have grumpy days. We all might encounter someone who reminds us of our 8th grade nemesis. I mean, these are humans making decisions about your case. And so humans are fallible. They do the best they can most of the time. And we can give you the best chance in court possible. But people surprise us. Judges, juries surprise us. Sometimes there's one little detail that they find really, really important that we didn't think should have been that important. But in their mind, for various reasons, their history, their past, whatever, that's an important fact. And so they give more emphasis to that fact than maybe we would have liked to. So that's why we really strategize and go through all the things that could possibly happen, all of the different ways that we might overcome that. But we can't control the outcome because of that, because we are stuck working within that system that already exists.
And it's not uncommon for a client to ask us, what's going to happen in this case? And we can quote the law, but really it all depends on the judge. And the judges are all different and they give different views upon different things. And we can tell you what we think will happen. But they, like Leslie said, they make mistakes. Just because they wear a robe and just because they hold this high position does not mean they don't make mistakes. And they'll tell you the same thing. I mean, they're humans. They're humans.
I think we have a fantastic set of judges here in the upstate. I'm sure elsewhere, but these are the ones that I'm familiar with. So I trust them to do their absolute best. But laws are imperfect as well. legislatures made up of people come up with these laws and they don't think of every exception. The law is not perfect. It does not handle every situation. The law may not apply well in your case. It may seem really unfair. The law is not created for every single case. But that's why you need to work with an attorney who can look into what's different about your case and emphasize the important parts to the judge.
And just because you may lose your case, it doesn't mean the judge made a mistake. It may mean that your case is bad. So but all clients think that their cases are the best. And they're just not. They're just not. It's not everything's black and white.
Right. So we're on a number 5 here, and I didn't, this one doesn't seem right to me. This says that you guys have personal lives too?
We live here at the office. We got cots in the back. We hate fun.
I would not be able, I've been doing this 17 years so far, and I give so much mentally and sometimes emotionally as well during the week and during the workday, that if I did not have weekends and vacations, I wouldn't be able to continue going at the pace that I operate. Sure. And that's, the profession I've chosen. That works with my personality. I feel like that's, how God has created me to work really hard, fight really hard, but then I need downtime.
Yeah, you need to recharge.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I'll come back Monday refreshed, but I've got to have that time to unwind. So if you send me a message on Saturday, you're not going to hear back until Monday.
I don't take Leslie's advice as I should, because she tells me I need to take more time for myself. But yeah, we have family members who get sick. We have school plays we want to go to, and clients call us and they don't understand we haven't called them back. We do have to take time away for our families as well. Fortunately, in my office, we have a lot of people who can fill all of our shoes and be our backup. Not all law firms have that, but yeah, if you call me at 9:00 on a Friday, I'm probably not going to answer your call. Mm-hmm. So don't take that as an offense to you as a client. It's because we've got to have downtime because you want us to be our best. We do have to have some sleep sometime and some vacation sometime. Otherwise, we're not going to represent our clients the best we can.
Just like if I was having a surgery, I would rather be the first or second surgery of the day than the 22nd surgery of the day. No offense to the surgeon, but we just don't have endless supplies of creativity, processing, and knowledge, and that helps us be our best. It's really because we give so much during the week that we do need that downtime.
Yeah, it's any profession, right? I mean, anything you can't go all the time. You've got to recharge. It's important.
Sure. That's why you don't buy a car made on Friday, right? Or Monday morning.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in to Off the Record, a legal podcast with attorney Rhett Burney and special guest Leslie Fisk. For more information or to connect with the office, you can visit rhettburney.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and leave us a review in the comments. Rhett, Leslie, so great to have you guys here again. Thanks so much for all the insight.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and leave us a review in the comments.